Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Hello, early learners. It's me, Mrs. Read-Wright, welcoming you back to the art room. This week we have a big, exciting week where we're studying the Nutcracker through different artists. Yesterday we learned about Andy Warhol and we started drawing a Nutcracker bust. And a bust is from about here up, which includes the shoulders and the face and the top of the head. And we didn't quite finish it, but I'm going to show you what I did. And if you would like to find out the rest of the steps, if you write to me and send me your address, I will use my very own stamps and send the directions back to you. And I'd also like to see you in the middle of the work with photographs. If your family could take a picture of you and send it here, we have these books that we can send you as a thank you for watching the PBS station. So send us your address and see what we can do about sending some mail back to you. All right, so today we'll sing a good morning song and then get started with our study. So, hello there, how are you, how are you? It's so good to see you, We'll sing and be happy that we're all here together again. So today we are talking about Vincent van Gogh. And the reason I chose Vincent van Gogh, because in the story of the Nutcracker, we have a place where at night the tree begins to grow so large and it gets bigger than the girl in the story, and some mice come out, and we're going to be doing something with mice in a day or two, and you'll see that the tree is enormous. Well, I thought it would be great if we looked at Vincent van Gogh's work and how he did things in swirls. Remember from Starry Night? I have the book where Katie goes into the Starry Night picture, and here she is of Katie in the Starry Night, and she sees the olive trees that Vincent van Gogh has painted. And I brought those over on the blue chart. Let me turn my body this way so I can show you this artwork on the blue chart. These, excuse me, these are the olive trees that Vincent van Gogh painted. And he swirled them much the way we did these spirals when we did Klimt's work. And it goes swirling around. So we're going to do that on the easel using pastels and watercolors. It's going to be a resist. Wherever I draw those waxy, oily pastels, or if you're using crayons, it'll do the same thing. And then I'll paint over it with a darker green, and we can still see the spirals and swirls once we paint it. And here is an example of some children's work where they colored with swirls and then painted over with watercolor. Here's one where they used tempera paint and just painted in swirls. This one with tempera paint and just painted in swirls, and then put a glitter star at the top. And this one, first they did side-to-side painting, and then they started doing swirls over here. And you can do that too if your paint is still wet, if you're using tempera, and just do the swirls on top. If you paint down, 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 and then swirl it with your brush, you'll mix in the colors that you were painting. Now here is our artist, Vincent van Gogh, that we met, a month ago or more. And he was such an interesting artist. I have lots of things that I have shoes with him on it, a sweatshirt, I wear a pin. But he said, in trees, I see expression and soul. He thinks that trees have a feeling and a soul. Yeah. So we're going to say, it is Nutcracker week. How will we tie in the art? And I told you how we're tying it in today. So we're going to go over to the easel and start making swirls with our pastels, and then get your watercolors ready to paint over it. And I will show you my nutcracker from yesterday. I drew its fuzzy hair on its side and his beard down the front. So let's go over to the easel and take a look. All righty. Here is our nutcracker. And he has his tall hat. I just started painting his crown golden, but I added his hair on the side, his beard, and his golden buttons and some stripes on his sleeves and some fringe. And if you send me your address, I will send you the rest of the directions. Let me get my pastel and show you. I'm going to use a light green to start. Now you know that a pine tree starts small at the top and goes wide at the bottom. So I'm going to draw a smaller spiral right here. And it went into like an S spiral. And I'm going to do another spiral going down. And my spiral is going narrow here and then get wider as I go down. And I'll fill it in more in here with more spirals because we want it to have a lot of lines in there before we paint. Notice I'm going out farther and farther out, kind of like we did the Klimt Tree of Life. If you were here last week, you know that we were doing the Klimt Tree of Life and all of the spirals were doing this same thing. I don't have to make them all touch another branch before I go on. I can do this with it. The reason I chose this light green was because I want to paint over it with like a forest green. And if I used my dark green, it would not show up. So I can leave the bottom to be part of the ground in the forest if I'd like. I think I need a few more because once I start painting, there won't be time to put more spirals in. But I think this is good enough. So I am going to get my dark green and I'm going to color in here and see if indeed it does fill in. I'm going to get my watercolors because I can see I need those. This darker green will not show up if I keep coloring it with my colored pencil. Here we go. Alrighty. Need my round brush. I'm getting in here. I might even put a little blue in it because I think that looks pretty dark. Get a little bit more water. Maybe I'll hold my water so I don't have to keep going in front of the artwork, boys and girls. And if I want to add more colors, you know, if you want to make it a darker shade, you can add a little black. And I will do that so it'll be more forest green. I like to mix it in the lid of my paint box so that it does not get damaged, all the pans. Let's see what happens with this green. Are you using watercolors, boys and girls, or are you just using your crayons? I wonder. So I'm going to go out over the top of the lime green, and as this dries, I think we're going to be able to see the light green color a little more. Notice I'm going past my spirals because I want them to show up with the paint over them. So I'm painting it down and out and down and out. Down and out, down and out. Needs a little more dark. Down and out. Do you notice I'm not worried if my colors are not all the same because trees are not always the same color all the way through. This one's a little more blue than I wanted, so I'm adding more black and green to my color. The swirls are really pretty, and I think I might want them to show up a little more by going around in spirals after I paint a little bit more. Still doing the green with a little black. And you see, you can still see my lime green color because I used a different color over the top. And I see this blue is really showing up in here. I think I'll do some spirals in here. Yep. It's so fun to work with paints, and sometimes I forget to talk to you because I'm so busy painting. Does that ever happen to you? When you're working with something and you think, oh, I'm not even talking to anyone. I'm so busy working, I don't even notice that I'm with other people. But I have to pay attention to you because you're watching. You wouldn't want someone to just stand here and paint and not get to say anything about their work. I'm still dipping back in from the green to the blackened part that I mixed in the lid. Put a little more black up here, wash, get color with some blue, and get it in there. Oh, I almost missed that drip. Remember how I tell you, just catch the drip. In a minute, I can also add more swirls around so that we can have some variety. Variety means a little difference. Because right now I'm doing all strokes down, but in a minute I'm going to add more spirals because the spirals are really what Van Gogh was more into. And the other thing he did, his paints were so thick. And if you ever have some tempera paint and you want to make thick paints like Van Gogh did, you mix in powdered clothes washing soap, detergent. You get some detergent and it is what makes the paint thick. Do you see how I'm doing this? I'm still now going in with my spiral around. Now that the background is painted, I can focus now on making my spirals because some of the spirals are going to be light green from my pastels and some of my spirals will be painted with my watercolors. Getting in. Swirling around. Another drips, caught it just in the nick of time. Ha, okay, I like it pretty much. I think what I need to do is put a little ground, and I'm going to put mustard there to tell myself, remember, to go back in and make my trunk and do that later. I hope you're happy with the painting that you've done. Let me set my things down and go back to my place at the chair. Because I want to make sure you know what to bring tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Pablo Picasso. And you might have noticed on my skirt, I'm wearing Picasso art, the Three Musicians, that one of my students from so many years ago at Olmos Elementary School did an artwork of the Three Musicians, and I took their artwork and copied it and sewed it onto my skirt. Tomorrow I'll wear it again so that you can see it. Will you please bring white paper, scissors, glue stick, because we are going to make a nutcracker that's kind of fractured, which means broken. And because Picasso did those funny faces, those cubist faces. All right. Goodbye now, the clock says we're done. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye now, everyone. So come tomorrow to do the Picasso artwork. I'll see you then. Bye, boys and girls.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.